All right, guys, I'm in a really uncomfortable position here for you. I did a little bit of packing. I thought, all right, I'm done for the day. And then a friend sent me a link telling me, you got to look into Mason Greenwood. I've watched all your videos about Greenwood. You're going to find gold here. I looked into it and I found gold. I don't often give this away, these level of codes for people on my website. Today, I guess I'm feeling generous. All right, I'm going to tell you what I found. I told you almost 2 years ago, England have a phenomenal riddle to win the World Cup, and I think the Queen was going to die before it, and she did. Said all this in 2020. This ritual involving Mason Greenwood. Yes, Mason Greenwood, like green, like the fourth horse, the four horsemen's green, pale horse. I'm going to show you all the numbers again here. How this ritual may connect to England winning the World Cup. Mason Greenwood, high-profile footballer, highly regarded. A lot of energy has been given to Mason Greenwood. Came on the scene and he's been class, dominant, hasn't he? Prolific, and he's been involved in a few rituals. But I'm going to show you why it's all synced up with the possibility, keyword possibility, of England winning the World Cup. So I'm not going to be able to read all of your comments here. I can't do this for long. I've got so much going on, but something in my soul. I told you I do everything by the soul. Said I have to do this live. I don't have time to be putting a video together and editing it all. So I'll just say much love to you all now. And I'll probably respond to your comments after the live, or maybe I will during. I don't know. Let's see what happens. So let me show you what I have. And I've got loads of more numbers. This is just from today. Mason Greenwood trial ritual. So breaking news, guys. Manchester United footballer, the Red Devils, Mason Greenwood, will be held in prison until his next court appearance on November the 21st. The 21-year-old faces a charge of attempted rape and other offences. So how interesting that this trial will happen on the day England will play their opening game in the 2022 World Cup versus Iran. How interesting, guys. That his next court appearance is November the 21st, and that's when England begin their campaign in the upcoming 2022 World Cup. You don't think this is a ritual, guys? It's undeniably a ritual. So we all know England last won the World Cup in '66, the only time they've ever won it, the year the Church of Satan was founded. That's why number 6 lifted the trophy in '66, 666. The final had 6 goals. I'll explain why it was England versus Germany later in the live. So in gematria, Mason Greenwood equals 66. Iran equals 66, which is a great sign for England. Have you noticed there's been a lot of talk of Trent Alexander-Arnold this year, who wears number 66? A lot of talk, guys. Is in the news every other day, Trent. And in that 66 World Cup final, England beat Germany 4-2. Remember, it was number 10, Jeff Hurst, who was the star. Iran in gematria is also 42. The beast ratings for 42 months. I've said I believe this will be the last ever World Cup, the 22nd edition. I'll tell you why that's important with this ritual. This next bit's huge. By the way, in regards to Mason Greenwood, remember Queen Elizabeth, she died 911 days after coronavirus was declared a global pandemic. And 9/11 was in 2001, which is the year that Mason Greenwood was born. He was born October the 1st, 101. That's how old Queen Elizabeth's mother was when she died. 101's the 26 prime. Queen in gematria equals 26. She was born in 26, became the queen on 26. The list goes on and on and on. So it's so crazy that Mason Greenwood grew up so close to me in Wibsey. So close. About 4 miles away, guys. And he wears number 11, which is my jersey number. So it's not my jersey number, but I wear number 11. So this trial, guys, is going to be a span of 7 weeks and 3 days after Greenwood turned 21. That's 73 and 21. Remember, Tom Brady became 7 and 3 in Super Bowls. in the 21st year, the 21st century, and retired February the 1st, 2-1. Remember, Queen Elizabeth was married to Prince Philip for 73 years. Queen in gematria gets you 73. Steph Curry just won the NBA, won every award going, born the 73rd day of the year, which is Pi, 3/14, March the 14th. So 73 is the 21st prime. This trial is a span of 7 weeks and 3 days after Greenwood turned 21. That ain't a coincidence, is it? And Mason Greenwood is 21, and England won the 1966 World Cup final 21 years after they won World War II. They beat Germany in World War II in 1945. 21 years later, they beat them in the World Cup final, which was in England. And in this game against England and Germany, which finished 4-2, England had a 2-1 lead. I then decided to look into the semi-finals of the 1966 World Cup final, and I wish I could say I was shocked, but England beat Portugal 2-1. Where's Ronaldo playing now, the Red Devils? England beat Portugal 2-1. Germany beat the Soviet Union 2-1. Also, England in the group stages in 1966, they were in Group 1. It's funny how Germany were in Group 2 and England finished first in that World Cup and Germany second. You play 3 games, don't you, in the group stages? England 1-2, drew 1, 2-1. Germany 1-2, drew 1, 21. All right. It is not a coincidence, the stuff that I present to you every single day. The consistency is off the charts. But I'll continue doing that, won't I? I'll only get better. So Greenwood was accused of raping his girlfriend 21 days after his birthday for another 21. Can you believe it? I also find it interesting that Greenwood wears number 11 for Man United. An ex-England manager, Ron Greenwood, was born on 11/11, okay, which is Remembrance Day, and he was born in 1921. Remembrance Day, guys, is just honoring the soldiers who gave up their life for us during the war. So 11 plus 11 equals 22. And the 2022 World Cup is the 22nd edition of the competition. And Greenwood's last game for Man United was on the 22nd day of 2022. All right. It was on January the 22nd. This is just absolutely baffling. And I've told you this in a previous live, that Harry Kane was born exactly 22 weeks after Bobby Moore died, who was the captain in the 1966 World Cup, guys. Bobby Moore represented West Ham. He was the West Ham captain. Ron Greenwood, he was the manager of West Ham United for 13 years. And that's when West Ham were a fantastic team. It's all connected. It's all unbelievably synced. 66, I've told you the connections with England and 66 and with Mason Greenwood. And 66 is a number that is connected to 11, which I've told you many, many times, guys, because 66 is the 11th triangular number. My dad was born in 1955, and England won the World Cup when he was 11 years old. And I was born on my dad's 31st birthday, the 11th prime. God's given me this gift. I'm synced with this universe. I share my connections with it with you guys every single day. I really should be getting on with stuff now, but this code's too good for me to just leave. And I've told you 22 is a master builder number. It's a master builder number. I've told you keep an eye on 9/11/2023 because it's exactly 22 years after 9/11/2001. England have been involved in a lot of 2-2 rituals. Remember in 1998 when they drew 2-2 with Argentina, went out on penalties? There's a lot. There's a lot with that 22. I've got so much more, but I'm not going to go into it all. So Greenwood was accused of raping a girl on 10/22. Told you his birthday is 10/01, so 21 days after his birthday. 10/22, 122. Satanic equals 122. I've told you England won the World Cup in '66, where their captain was number 6, 666. They were wearing red jerseys, wasn't they? Sure, that's a coincidence. And England won the 1966 World Cup on 122 date pneumology pure. 7/30/1966. All right, add up those numbers, you get 122. And you want to look into Mason Greenwood's jersey numbers, guys. Okay, started off with 54. Remember, Queen Elizabeth died on the 251st day of the year, the 54th prime. He was then given 26. I've told you why. He was born 10/1, 101, the 26th prime, all the numbers with the Queen, and all the royal family are Masons. And then he gets number 11. Queen Elizabeth's funeral was 11 days after she died at 11 a.m. Remembrance Day on 11/11. 11 times 11 is 121. Revelation in gematria is 121 because it's playing out. It's playing out. And I'm almost certain this will be the last ever World Cup. So enjoy it if you still watch these games. And isn't it funny that Mason Greenwood, his last appearance in the Premier League for Man United, or his last appearance for Man United, was versus West Ham United. West Ham United, I've told you the West Ham connections with Bobby Moore, with Ron Greenwood. It's the reason why Declan Rice, by the way, is going to be in that World Cup squad, and why he wears number 41, the number I always talk about. 41, the 13th prime. Ron Greenwood was at West Ham 13 years. That game against West Ham, guys, was on January the 22nd. 1-2-2. All right. Do you think all the stuff that I present is coincidental at this point? That game, by the way, finished 1-0, like 10, like Satan. All right. And in this game, guys, Greenwood played 82 minutes. 82 minutes. Elizabeth was born April the 21st, 421. 421's the 82nd prime. Ron Greenwood coached England in the 1982 World Cup, where England were actually undefeated, but still didn't win the World Cup. Can you see how this is all being done? Is this blowing your mind? If it's not, I don't know what to say to you. All right, I don't know what to say. It's just insane. So again, Greenwood, he came on the scene, banged in loads of goals, had us all know who he was, so it was high profiled. It wasn't just like some United player who had one cap for them, who played in a League Cup game, and this is going on. It was a superstar for them who was playing for the first team. So I think it would be, if you do bet, I think it would be criminal not to place a bit of money on England. When I said them, they were 9-1. They're now 7-1, which is funny because coronavirus was declared a global pandemic on the 71st day of the year. Germany in 1966 in the group stage, they scored 7, conceded 1 in the group stages, 71. Funny how England got 5 points. Germany got 5 points because back then it was 2 points for a win. You're 5-5 for your Satan. Okay, Satan gets you 55. England's opening game of the 1966 World Cup was against Uruguay, who were actually the first nation to win the World Cup. And the first World Cup final was between Uruguay and Argentina. Uruguay won 4-2, just like England won the 1966 World Cup 4-2. And do you think it's a coincidence in the quarterfinal that England knocked out Argentina 1-0, like 10? Which all then went to sync up with number 10 Maradona and the hand of God, and Argentina knocking out England in the 1986 World Cup 20 years later. Told you 71's the 20th prime. I did my code recently why Liverpool beat Rangers 7-1 and why they beat them 2-0 in the first leg for your 71-20 connection. Why number 20 Jota came on and got 3 assists in 6 minutes. For you guessed it, number 11 Mo Salah, the guy born on 15-6 and 9/11's 156 prime. And In the group stages, England scored 4, conceded 0. You're 4 for your 4 housemen. All right, for Elizabeth having 4 children, for her jubilee lasting 4 days, for England's dialing code being +44. And what about the situation that we had with Mason Greenwood and Phil Foden, by the way? All right, I've coded Phil Foden many times. You had this girl from Iceland, all right, Anita Gunnarsdottir, whatever her name was, or his name. And this blonde was also part of a player Phil Foden's infamous COVID-19 rule-breaking affair. All right. So basically, while representing England, and I presume it was in Iceland, Man City midfielder Foden and Greenwood supposedly made a blatant violation of the rigorous isolation bubble mandated by Mason Gareth Southgate. All right. And they supposedly invited, guess how many girls to the team hotel? This never happened. Guess how many girls? 4. They invited 4 girls, 4 local girls. Sure, they did. Young lads, they've come through these academies. They know how it all works. They ain't going to Iceland with England and then bringing girls back to the hotel where the rest of the squad is and the manager, especially during COVID-19. It's nonsense. It's lies. It's rituals. All right. And again, you've got the whole connection with Man United and Man City and then Greenwood and Foden. Foden's going to be in that World Cup team that England will very likely win. So Mason Greenwood's getting hammered by the media, but all because of the numbers. It's his time to go through the ritual. And if England do win this World Cup, which I think they will, to get the second ever World Cup, Elizabeth was the second queen, called Elizabeth, Queen Elizabeth II. It's all going to sync up. And the stuff I've been saying for 2 years, maybe that will finally be where, whoo, this guy is pretty special. Or maybe it won't. I don't know, but how wild is this? So it's up to you what you do here. I will say the finds that I've made here are pretty wild. Doesn't 100% mean England are going to win it at all. At all. But the connections that I'm giving you here, all those 1-2-2s are off the charts. And Greenwood's girlfriend was called Harriet Robson. Harriet, like Harry Kane. I always call Harry Kane Harriet. All right, this is a female. Harry Kane. By the way, Harry Kane wears number 9 for England, and Bobby Moore wore number 6, like 96. Like Elizabeth died at 96, and England hosted Euro 96, where they lost in the semi-final on penalties to Germany, where Gareth Southgate, their current coach, missed the decisive penalty, number 6 in England's 6th penalty, and they lost 5-6. Maybe, just maybe, they're going to win this World Cup 56 years after they last won it. Maybe. So I've got way more on England. This is just one element of what I do. If you want to check out my website, the stuff I do every single day. On YouTube, you only get a peek of it. But Harriet Robson, then when I think of Robson, I think about Bobby Robson, who coached for England. I think about Brian Robson, who captained England. Like, is Harriet Robinson even this person's name? She's worth 1 million for being an Instagram model. Is she really worth 1 million? All right. She ain't that great looking at her at all. And there's a photo of Harriet Robson and Mason Greenwood doing that, which is the invert sign. I've told you all of this. They're doing that. You'll probably tell me it's a peace sign. So they know what they're doing. These people know what they're doing. Greenwood will be rewarded for this, or maybe just the career that he's had over a few years was his reward, because he just came on the scene and just killed it. Like I said, Greenwood. I think he may have got capped for England at 17. I'm not sure, 17 or 18. And they were bigging this guy up for a long time before he was even in the first team. So this is what they always do. Do you remember Rooney and Colleen? Supposedly they meet at high school and they fall in love. Well, similar story here, because they recycle stories. Where did Mason Greenwood meet Harriet? Well, they met at high school because they stood in the same high school. It's just a farce. And do you want another 122? And I've just caught this now, but it's going right in my code. Do you want another 122? Oh my word, Harriet Robson, Greenwood's ex-girlfriend who he raped. Guys, she was born the 12th of February. 122. At least that's what they tell us. This is insane. And it says, as of February 2022, she was 21 years old. So she's 21 as well. Like Greenwood. Oh my goodness. And this is absolutely hilarious. This is live decoding, baby. Greenwood's girlfriend, Harriet, is approximately 5 feet 6 inches tall. Like England won the World Cup 56 years ago. Church of Satan founded 56 years ago. Manchester equals 56. So does Old Trafford. Wait, didn't Man United just play Newcastle? 5th versus 6th. Yep. What? She approximately weighs 121 pounds, which is 11 times 11. I ain't making this up. She's 121 pounds. What, they weigh them every single day? That's 11 times 11, guys. And it's saying that she has a slim and lovely physique that got Mason Greenwood mad in love with her shape. What I'm seeing from her body, that's a bloke's body. So this is absolutely crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. Listen to this. Listen to this. The young United and England forward still has a contract at Old Trafford that runs until June the 30th. All right, like 6-3. England won the World Cup in 1966 on the 30th of July. Like 307, which is the 63rd prime. Wow. Wow. And that, again, if you think about this, 307, basically like 3 sevens, 3 times 7, 21. Greenwood's age, his girlfriend's age. England win the World Cup 21 years after they win World War II. We have World War III going on right now, don't we? Don't we? And how did Germany get to the 1966 World Cup final? They beat the Soviet Union. What's going on now in Russia and the Ukraine, eh? What's going on there now? So this is mind-blowing. I don't know what to say. I just don't know how many times I have to keep doing this now. Another 11. We know that England just lost the Euro 2020 final game that finished 1-1, like 11. Who missed the first penalty for Man United in that game? One of Greenwood's best mates, Rashford. What jersey number was he wearing? 11. I just got my 11th like. So I don't really have time to go through your comments. I'll try my best to have a little glance if there's anything that really stands out. But guys, you got Mason Greenwood, Mason Mount, Mason Holgate. They were never Masons before these 3 Masons came along. And they all came through Masonic academies, Man United, Everton, and Chelsea. Can you not see this? Can you not see what's going on? That this is all Masonic. It's Masonry. I've shown you with the celebrations. All right. I'll be really shocked, to be honest, if England don't win the World Cup. Don't go silly. Don't go betting your whole savings on it that you can't afford to lose. But look at this, guys. 42 in the live, 11 likes. They won the 66 World Cup final, 4-2 in 66. And I've told you how 66 is connected to 11 because 66 is indeed the 11th triangular number. I better go. This is pretty wild. Also 66. The hexadecimal number of 66 is 42 as well. So, of course, they won 4-2 in 66. Did it cross the line or not? Again, foreshadowing VAR all the way back there. That's probably the one we go back to. Maybe Lampard, Germany, another England, Germany. Did it cross the line or not? Is that a coincidence? Is it that did it cross the line or not? In big England games, in big games, involved England against Germany? Nah, it's not a coincidence because there's no such thing. Woo! There's no such thing as coincidences. We live in a coded reality. Everything is synced up with each other, whether people are aware of it or not, and they're partaking in rituals. Maybe they're partaking in rituals and not aware it's a ritual. All right, but again, only Mason Greenwood knows if he did anything with his girlfriend. Only she knows. But every time I've coded Mason Greenwood, it has always synced up with England winning the World Cup. Hope you enjoyed this. I hope you appreciate the work that I put in. It's exhausting, but it's worth it because I'm decoding the universe, baby, and I'm doing it to help people. All right. Woo-hoo, woo-hoo. And I'm sure I'll find more and more and more. Let's see what happens during this World Cup, guys. It's not a coincidence that England are playing Iran, a team from the Middle East, baby, because Jesus is coming home. Who are Argentina playing? Saudi Arabia, a team from the Middle East. And we know how England and Argentina have been synced up forever and a day, baby. Falklands War, Maradona, David Beckham, the list goes on. Woo! Take care. All right. Take care. If you want to share this video, share it. And thanks to everyone on my website that supports me. I'll dig a bit deeper for us and find more finds, and I know you'll add to them people like Chuck. So yeah, cheers, and I'm off. Much love, baby. Much love. Woo!